Good evening. I would like to welcome everyone to the September 22nd, 2022 monthly meeting of the Henrico County School Board. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I move that the school board approve the agenda for today's meeting.
Moved by Ms. Ogburn. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Reverend Cooper. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. The agenda has been approved.
Thank you, Chair Shea, members of the board. Good evening, and to our visitors, welcome. I am so pleased to have students from Tuckahoe Elementary School with us this evening, and they will be leading us in the pledge. So I'd like to introduce their principal, Sonia Ford, to come forth and introduce the students who will be leading us in the pledge.
Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce these wonderful students here from Tuckahoe Elementary School. They are members of our SCA, and they are from the 5th grade classes at Tuckahoe. So first we have Jake Spears, Anya Campbell, Walker, and Hank Robinson. All right. Anya, you may begin.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would also like to say one more thing. I forgot to mention that we have 2 of our teachers here who are tremendously dedicated to our students, Becky Roy and Kristen Mayu, who are part of our SCA teachers who lead the children. So thank you very much for being here.
Thank you. And you may now be seated, and then we'll have a moment of silence. And if you would please pause for a moment of silence, which may be used by those in attendance for personal reflection, prayer, or meditation. And that concludes our moment of silence. And Madam Chair, I believe there are some visitors you wanted to introduce.
Thank you, Dr. Cashwell. You might notice we have some friends in the back, and those are our J. Sargent Rental Community College American Sign Language Interpreter Education students. They're joining us this evening to practice live interpreting at a public meeting. And so we're so excited to have them and give them an opportunity to participate in an authentic learning opportunity. We also have in attendance Mike Taylor, CEO of Henrico Education Foundation. Thank you all for being here.
Welcome to our visitors. And we'll also note that the next item is our performance highlight, and we're going to hear from the Varina High School drum line. And so the board members and I are going to find seats in the audience to enjoy the student performance, and then we'll come back up for the Henrico highlight.
All right, good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dr. Cashwell, colleagues, and guests. My name is Christopher Mosley. I am the Performing Arts Specialist for the county. It is my pleasure to introduce for our performance highlight this evening, which I think you can hear, the Varina High School drum line.
Another big round of applause for our Varina High School drumline under the direction of Keith Green. Always a special treat to kick off our meetings, hearing from our talented students, and certainly appreciated our Tuckahoe Elementary School students leading us in the pledge, and then the drum. It's still going. It's sounding great. They are fantastic.
Dedicated students.
All right, well, the next item on our agenda is our Henrico highlight, a time when we shine light on the innovative teaching and learning taking place in our schools. This month, we will focus on a new type of instrument for elementary music education, and it is sure to be music to your ears. Take a look.
Quaver it's a program that's expanding. They have a social emotional component. They even have a new physical education component. But the music has been their primary focus, and we have the opportunity to implement it, and our teachers are really excited about it.
We're rocking.
We had the opportunity to experience some content-specific professional development.
Here we sing. Last time. Walking back to your seat.
The Quaver education team, and particularly the Quaver music
One's tricky.
group, came and provided some training for our teachers.
I really like to play my 16 on your laps. Here it comes.
We had about 6 out of all of our elementary schools that had access to the program. This year, the county has purchased it for all of our elementary teachers and students to have access. So students will have individual accounts, and every elementary student in the county will have access to it during school and outside of school, which is the most exciting part.
You can scroll down, see how many pages are in it. And then here is where you can access the lesson plan. So fun. Here's my favorite. Please be quiet. I've done that. Just don't overuse that one.
They get the opportunity to learn music theory, to learn music history, and all of the different elements of music that they should be learning through the elementary curriculum. All of those things are present. And what I think is most unique is that because it's digital, it's allowing us to stay ahead of the times.
We said the beat is the heartbeat of music.
As we know, a lot of emphasis is being placed on being culturally relevant. This program pays attention to those things. Gives them the opportunity, like I said, to just get outside of the classroom and explore the music beyond the traditional 40 minutes a week that they have in the class.
We're a family and going elementary, hear the dolphins as we sing. Nice job. Have a seat right where you are.
What a great resource for our music teachers and our students. We are so pleased to be able to expand its use to all elementary schools this year.
Thank you, Dr. Cashwell. Ms. Atkins, would you please read our mission statement?
Yes, ma'am. Henrico County Public Schools, an innovative leader in educational excellence, will actively engage our students in diverse educational, social, and civic learning experiences that inspire and empower them to become contributing citizens.
Thank you, Ms. Atkins. The next item on the agenda is public forum. This is a time when citizens are invited to address the school board on any matter of concern about the school division. Citizens have signed up in advance, and we will be giving 2 minutes to address the school board. Speakers will be called in the order they signed up and may not relinquish their spot to someone else. We will only be hearing from citizens who signed up for this evening. We ask that each speaker come to the microphone and clearly state your name, school affiliation if applicable, and the subject of your remarks before speaking. After stating your name, please place the number you were given in the cart near the podium. Speakers must present their remarks to the school board, not to the audience, and may provide copies of their comments to the school board clerk. The use of obscenity or defamation is strictly prohibited and will be ruled out of order. There's no card for the number, but you may leave it on the podium. Also, to assist you in tracking your time to address the school board, there is a timekeeping system displaying the elapsed time on the screen. Speakers will also receive a notification from the chair when their time has expired. The school board is here today to hear from you. We will not be responding to speakers' concerns or questions during the public forum. However, a Henrico staff member will follow up with speakers. Stakeholders have had opportunity also to provide written comments through an online forum in advance of the meeting. Those comments are shared with the school board members prior to the meeting and posted in board docs. Equal consideration and attention will be given to both written and in-person comments. We appreciate your attendance here this evening and for providing your input. Our first speaker, speaker number 1, may come to the podium. And again, just leave your number on the podium.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Paul Fleischer. I am a member of Virginia Organizing, a retired public school teacher, and a Varina resident. For more than 2 years, our Central Virginia chapter of Virginia Organizing worked to develop a Bill of Rights for parents and students, one that is accurate, based in law, and easy to understand. I've emailed copies to everyone on the dais here. And we have other copies for people who may be interested. This document was formally adopted by Richmond Public Schools in June. Parents and students we met with of varied economic, racial, and ethnic backgrounds described frustrations they had experienced interacting with their local school systems. They agreed that a clear, simply written, and translated Bill of Rights for parents and students would be helpful. So, with legal advice and the collaboration of school staff, we drafted, revised, and polished our document. This is substantively different from information available to families in the Code of Conduct. During my 31 years as a teacher, students often ask me about their rights to self-expression in matter of dress, speech, religion, and their right to protest. Prior to IEP meetings, parents receive a confusing multi-page document describing their rights in language that is all but incomprehensible to both students and parents. On other occasions, students and parents had concerns about being treated fairly in disciplinary or placement matters. They didn't know they had the right to appeal administrative decisions and hadn't been informed of that procedural safeguard by their administrators. In all these instances, it would have been useful to share a document like our Bill of Rights. We invite and hope Henrico County Schools will join Richmond in adopting such a Bill of Rights for Henrico families.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The next speaker is speaker number 2.
Hi, my name is Megan Hyatt. I'm a teacher at Gayton. I'm speaking about elementary integrated services and early childhood ex-ed planning time. I've been an integrated services teacher for a majority of my career, and integrated services is where my heart lies. I love celebrating small victories and seeing students progress over the course of several years. My class actually is like a family. I even called myself school mom jokingly to my parents. We pour our hearts and souls into our classrooms. We love our students and are happy to do the hard things that come along with this job. Being an integrated services teacher is also one of the hardest jobs in the county. In elementary, IS programs are often K through 5 with up to 10 students and often only one full-time IA. Lunch and planning is non-existent. Even if it's built into the schedule, we feel like we can't leave because it's unsafe to leave an IA with so many students. If those kids have behavior, forget it. I often find myself shoving an Uncrustable down my throat as I run back and forth to help students on task, or keep them on task. Planning, nope. I could talk all day about how hard scheduling is when you have 6 grades in one class. Early childhood ex-ed teachers are with their students all day and usually do not have a duty-free lunch. Planning is a thing of dreams. Throw in twice as much paperwork as a gen ed teacher, individualized data to keep up with, toileting and feeding assistance, and it's no wonder the shelf life of an IS teacher is extremely short. Something has to change. No more K-5 classrooms. It is not developmentally appropriate to have kinders in the same class as a 5th grader. And we need more support staff to help make sure our students are safe and our staff are sane. If nothing changes, you'll continue to lose dedicated and fabulous teachers in this already hard to staff field. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Speaker number 3.
Good evening. My name is Leanne Luskin. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm here before you tonight as a parent. I'm a constituent in the Fairfield district, and I'm also a religious professional who supports the children, youth, and families at First Unitarian Universalist Church of Richmond. I'm here tonight out of deep concern for the 2022 model policies that have been put forth recently by the Youngkin administration. Sorry, it's vulnerable and close to my heart. Trans and non-binary and gender non-conforming kids are already at such risk. These model policies are not only in violation of Title IX protections, they're deeply harmful to these kids and their families. So I am here tonight to speak to you and to let folks know that parents and adults are paying attention. I think that those policies is disappointing how they were released to the public. There is some shame around it, and there should be, because they're harmful to kids. So I'm here tonight just to speak up to let you know that parents and educators and religious professionals are paying attention and care deeply about these children and youth, and I'm confident and look forward to seeing what we can all do to continue to protect and support them. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Speaker number 4. Is speaker number 4 present? Speaker number 5.
Good evening. I come here today, first before I start, I'm still waiting on that email from you, Dr. Cashwell, in reference to my service dog and what training is being given to Henrico County staff in reference to people with disabilities that require service animals. Still waiting on that, and that was last school year. But I'm concerned about the very sneaky Dominion Energy meeting that was held at Elko Middle School. Very concerned about that. Dominion Energy is a $1 billion monopoly here in Virginia. Why in the world were they holding a community meeting at Elko on last Friday? I went into the school to go to a parent meeting for soccer, and the parent meeting was to be held in the cafeteria, or excuse me, the gym. You have to walk through the cafeteria to get to the gym. We were stopped. I was stopped at the doors very rudely by 2 very young, white, bouncy white women. And then the people at the table said, "Oh, who is this? Who is this?" And I responded, like I do in normal fashion, "Who am I? But who are you? What kids do you have that go to this school?" Still trying to figure out why that community meeting was not broadcast to the actual community. There was no sign on the outside of Elko stating that there was a Dominion Energy community meeting. Then on top of that, I feel like it was purposely put at Elko because you have to have a car to get out to Elko to even do anything. So the meeting was purposely put there to leave out constituents of the county that need assistance with things like paying their bills. Who in the world authorized Dominion Energy to have a meeting at Elko Middle School? They can have a meeting anywhere else. Why there? But I know I won't get an answer. But I'm going to keep pressing on until I get the answers. And I will be bringing it up at the town hall meeting. Ms. Atkins, we have a rapport. Thank you.
Thank you. Speaker number 6.
Good evening, board members. My name is Dana Morris. I'm a high school art teacher at Highland Springs High School. I'm a nationally board certified teacher. I was department chair for 6 years and was named Teacher of the Year at Godwin High School in 2021. This is my 14th year of teaching and my 10th year with Henrico County. I'm here to discuss the new 8-period school schedule and the new instructional initiative Design, Deliver, Assess. I hope you will take my comments and experience into consideration as we move forward with this school year. When the new 8-period schedule was announced and high school teachers found out we were going to have to teach 6 classes, I felt very overwhelmed. In the past, I had the opportunity to decide if I wanted to teach a 6th class, but I would be fairly compensated for taking on that extra prep. I have taught 6 classes twice in my time with Henrico because my family needed that extra income. Some teachers have relied on teaching a 6th class for supplemental income. Now with this new 8-class period schedule, I and we all will be teaching 6 classes, but without that fair compensation. Yes, teachers did receive a 5% raise, but that 5% is not nearly the same compensation I would have received when teaching 6 classes in the past. Aside from salary, my administration at the time explained that the new 8-period schedule would mean less students in each class and slightly shorter class periods. On behalf of the other teachers in my department, I want to let you know that class sizes are not smaller. I have about 140 students in my classes this year. My colleague, however, who teaches the same subject, has 177 students on her caseload. If we are to design, deliver, and assess, how would you suggest teachers with 177 students design their lessons? When do we have the time to actually design authentic and equitable lessons? We are granted 45 minutes of uninterrupted planning time each day. That is, if we're not covering other classes. How would you suggest a teacher with 177 students assess student work and provide meaningful feedback? If that teacher gave each student 1 minute of dedicated assessment time, that would total 2.8 hours. Each marking period, teachers have anywhere from 15 to 20 assignments, and if that teacher gave 1 minute to each student for assessment for all 20 assignments, that would equal 56 hours over 2 days' time, just for 1 quarter.
Thank you for your feedback.
Thank you.
Do we have a speaker 4 present? All right, that concludes our time of public forum. Thank you all for sharing your feedback with the board. The next item on the agenda are the consent items. Colleagues, are there any requests from a school board member that we separate out any items in the consent agenda for discussion or individual action? Hearing none, is there a motion on the consent block?
I move that the school board approve and accept items 8.01 through 8.09 as presented.
Motion made by Reverend Cooper. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Ogburn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Items 8.01 through 8.09 on the consent agenda are approved. The next item on the agenda is unfinished business. Colleagues, do you have any unfinished business? Hearing none, the next item on the agenda is new business. Colleagues, do you have any new business? Hearing none, the final item on the agenda is the announcement of meeting dates. The school board's next meeting will be a work session scheduled on Thursday, October 13th, 2022 at 1 p.m. The meeting time may be adjusted if needed. This meeting is adjourned.